Right, what is drug abuse? Drug abuse is the use or misuse of drugs by by anyone. Drug abuse in children, younger children and adolescents is becoming so rampant. That's why I'm calling on parents to sit up and to be in check of these behaviors. It is very important because drug is very dangerous to health. Poses anyone involved in it the risk of having their life cut short either through jail terms or through death as a result of the effects, the impact of these drug abuse. Now, what are the causes of this drug abuse? Number one, family influence. A lot of these younger children, a lot of these people who get into drug abuse sometimes are influenced by adults. Sometimes they come in contact with such drugs or in the hands of their elder ones or some adult that stay around them. Before you know it, they become influenced and they begin to take it. Another cause of this drug abuse by younger children is neglect and abuse. When parents neglect their children, especially in a time like this where we know that a lot of parents, of course, everyone, because of how the situation of the country, everybody is up and doing area of chasing money. Sometimes we chase the money so much that we begin to neglect uh, these children. Before you know it, if you don't have your eyes on them, they can get that behavior somewhere and drug abuse begins. Another one is abuse. Parents who abuse their children, children who are abused by parents, either through extreme punishment by parents or different kind of abuse. You know, sometimes we parents are not even able to separate the difference between discipline and abuse. Sometimes we think we are disciplining these children, but we are actually, in the right sense, abusing them. Too much of it, too much of extreme discipline is abuse. So children who are abused tend to be withdrawn from parents. Before you know it, they begin to seek a solution as to how to get out of that situation, and they can begin to get into drug abuse. Peer pressure. Now, a lot of younger children get influenced by their peers, either in school, in church, or wherever they come in contact with these children. Children who are already exposed to this behavior come, and before you know it, they begin to introduce it to their peers, and this could be one of the cause or one of the ways children can begin to get into drug abuse. Mental health issue can also cause one to abuse drugs. Some cases of ADHD that are not identified and can lead the children to begin to abuse drugs. Now, what are the signs that when you see, you know that, okay, my child is already showing these signs? Now, I'm talking to parents because it is important. Prevention, they say, is better than cure, and early detection can help you to help that child to come out of that behavior compared to when that child has gone deep into it. So what are the signs that you see that will inform you that this child is already taking this route, is already taking drugs, or is on the path of taking this drug? Number one is change of behavior or academic performance. If you are an observant parent and you discover some behavioral changes in your child, or some changes in their academic performance, because people who take drugs tend to have a decline in their academic performances. So once you discover those, you know it could be one of the reasons. Another thing, sign that you know that another sign of this behavior is secretiveness. Children who get into drug abuse become very secretive and they begin to lie. Once you notice these two signs, it's important that you look well to be sure that your child is not taking that route. Another one is unusual smell, stains, or possession of drug related items. Sometimes I always tell parents, don't leave these children. Okay, yes, we know that children need privacy and all, but sometimes go into their rooms, search their bags, Nobody is saying anything, is accusing anybody of anything, but please go to their rooms. Even, especially when these children are adolescents, they clean their rooms their rooms by themselves, and also you don't even have anything to take you to their rooms. But this one, I'm telling you today, enter their rooms, search their bags, know what they have. Sometimes their school bags they come back with, send them out or send them to, and conduct that search. Or you can even call them and say, let me even see. Yeah, it's not far. It's not like you're accusing them of anything. Just say, let me even see what you have in your bag. Sometimes you'll be surprised at what you can find out. So people who do drugs, sometimes they have some unusual smell. You can also find some stains on them. Then you can also find some marks for those who use injectables. If you look at some part of their body where they inject those drugs, you can find those kind of signs. Another one is physical symptoms like red eyes, blood stained, bleeding nose, and poor coordination. Children who do drugs are not always very coordinated. You find them staggering in some way, and all of that. All those will show you that this child is already on a run. All right, so what are the effects of this drugs abuse? Number one, health. It has taking these drugs have health implication on the children. It causes retarded brain development, and also affects the child's cognitive and emotional behavior. It can also cause emotional damage. There are also behavioral changes that are detrimental to that child. That person can become more aggressive, there can be social withdrawal um there can be social withdrawal from gatherings, can also lead a child who is in school to have poor academic performance. I've said that early. Another effect is legal and safety risk. Whoever is involved in drug abuse, we know the NDLEA are not sleeping on that, could come for them. So that child risk the possibility of having serving jail terms for involving in a prohibited behavior, and can also lead that person to crime. Most of the people who do drugs are into criminal activities. It can cause accident, and because a person who is high on drugs may not be able to coordinate himself and to behave well in a place, so it can get involved in accident. Can also, one of the effects, that it can also lead a child into theft, into stealing. You see, a lot of people who do drugs, by the time they have exhausted the money they use in buying those drugs, they resort to stealing from the places they can get. If they can't get a place to steal, before you know it, they can even go as far as begin to sell properties just to get these drugs. So it is very dangerous, and it is not something to play with. What are the preventive measures? How do we prevent children from getting into these activities? Number one, parental supervision. I always say it. Parents do not sleep. The devil is on the loose looking for children to destroy. May our children not be part of them in the mighty name of Jesus. So one of the ways that it can be prevented is parental supervision and education. A lot of schools have drug abuse in subjects like civic education and social studies. They talk about these things, but in as much as they do in school, parents should also re-emphasize it at home, to tell them the children, to educate the children on the dangers of drug abuse. Another preventive measure is early education. These dangers should be told. These children should be informed of these dangers early enough, so that they don't even get into it. I've said it earlier, prevention is better than cure. So beginning to look for how to treat this things, better we prevent it from the start. Another one is counseling. There should be professional support if a child is already involved in this, and all that. Now, if a child is already involved in drug abuse, how can the treatment be done? Number one, there are specialized pediatric counseling. You can take them to pediatric hospitals. Number two, family therapy. Please, children who are more loved tends to have a lower chances of getting into drug abuse. And finally, inpatient rehabilitation. These children can be taken to rehab. Thank you. See